Hey guys, back with another episode of Barbells and Banter. I actually wasn't meant to be here for this episode as well, so 2 episodes in a row. We unpacked a lot of things today, we recapped the powerlifting events that Ben had his lifters in over the recent weeks. And then we also talked about some programming stuff, rest periods, training to failure, program structure, even just, structuring your workouts during the week and how to get the most out of that depending on who you are, implementing some training techniques, and the best way to maybe implement those depending on your goals and time availability. So hope you enjoy the episode. Keep the questions coming through as well, because we will be doing another Q&A episode shortly. Outside of that, let's start the episode by hitting that subscribe button and joining the mission, making sure you're following us on all our socials as well. And that is it, guys. Thank you for your support. Let's get to the episode.
How are you, sir?
I'm good, actually.
Good?
Yeah.
Another
Resting.
week that we didn't think we'd see you, and here you are.
I know. I thought about that too.
That
it's just been a roller coaster. Like 2 weeks in a row, unprepared.
Yeah.
Like not supposed to be here, but guess what, guys? I'm fucking leaving.
Yeah. I looked at my, I think it was yesterday morning. I looked at my calendar and I was like, fuck, I can get so much done on Wednesday. And then last night I was like,
Yeah. I
just
knew
put
you'd have
5 hours in the bin.
I knew you'd have shit planned. But I was sitting there and I'm like, I've got a notification that my car's getting service. So I was like, it's a bit weird. Like usually I'll get an email and I'll get a text.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'm going to check. And then, search through my emails and it was like the 17th. I'm like, oh, fuck. So I don't know where I got.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
Today.
So I was right last week. You did get a date wrong. Just picked the wrong date.
Yeah. You got a date wrong and so did I. It's the STC way.
Yeah, we're doing really well.
Yeah, this is the way. This is the way.
Can you tell we're in a sprint right now?
Yeah. Who was I talking to? And someone was like, you haven't stopped since the year started. And I was like, maybe that's why my brain is mush.
Yeah. Yeah, I had just a missing in action day on Monday.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about it. I was like, it's been exactly 13 weeks.
I did think of the 13th week suggestion, but I was like, it's Expo week.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll probably have a, Expo week, post-Expo week will just be like planning, so it won't be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got the meeting with the new gym, with the developers for the website and stuff tomorrow morning.
Oh, yeah?
So.
Maybe not. Hold my beer.
Yeah,
That's the universe.
Yeah. I got a text this morning like, this has to be done by the call tomorrow that I forgot I had. I'm like, oh, okay. Let's go.
Right.
Yeah. So that's exciting.
Yeah, I should get an update on our equipment. See where that is.
Where it is.
Well, where are we at now?
It'll be 12 weeks.
So we're the 10th. Yeah, it actually should finish production and should be on its way very shortly.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
That's fucking all happening.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
It's go time.
Jesus.
The goest of times.
Yeah. Did I tell you we're not going away anymore to Greece? Did I tell you?
You said about Greece that it was Olympic money.
It's fucking ridiculous, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we did the this is a reflection of my behavior at the moment, which is erratic. My personality. So I'm like, fuck it. Who cares about the money, Like, obviously, with what happened with my cousin and stuff, I was like, fuck it, man. I can't take it with me,
Yeah.
So we're like, we'll just go. We've got the time, And then, got the flights. I'm like, all right, it's pushing it. Make that work.
Yeah.
And then we started looking at the accommodation, and I'm like, we can stay in one nice spot. Like, it's in ridiculously nice, because we're going to be there over our anniversary of when we were an item.
Yeah.
And it's 18 years, so it's kind of special.
Yeah.
So I was like, sweet, we'll do but then we were looking at all the other places. When you look at one good spot and then that's it, it's over.
Yeah.
Like, everything else has to be on par.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything was like fucking 600-700 euros a night.
Fuck.
Yeah. So I was like, how many days are we going for again, babe?
Yeah.
Like 21? I'm like, cool. So there's 20 grand.
Jesus. Just on a comp.
Yeah. 20 grand. I think it was like 12,000 for flights and shit.
Yep.
Connecting flights and, hydrofoils and shit. So I was like, this is going to cost us at least 40 grand.
Fuck.
So then I was like, no.
Yeah. I can take some of it with me.
Yeah. It's like, well,
Fuck.
yeah, I can't take it with me, but I shouldn't spend it all as well.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah. So we're doing I think we're going to do Asia again.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah. It's just like, I think my mate was saying not only is the Olympics on, but there's like the European Soccer Championships or whatever.
Yeah.
So they're just doing the whole like,
Yeah.
if you want to get into this continent,
Yeah.
you got to pay, bro.
Yeah. Everyone's coming at this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Summers as well.
Yeah. We're going to go to Bali, do the Aussie thing,
Yeah.
earn our Australian citizenship back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You haven't been for a while.
Do the Bali thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I like Bali.
One of my clients' partners just got back. This is not to discourage you at all. Just got back. She got dengue, bro.
Oh, how do you get that?
I think it's mozzies.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's like, it's no joke, man.
Yeah.
No joke.
Is that does it have another name? Or is that just what it's called?
No, maybe.
Because I've seen some shit on the internet of people getting bitten by mozzies and just getting fucked up. Is it Ross River or something? Is that what
I
it's
think
called?
I don't know if it's the same thing.
Yeah, okay.
Don't know.
How do you spell dengue?
D-E-N.
Here we go. Dengue fever, yeah. Is a viral infection that spreads from mosquitoes to people. That's a problem.
I had a mate in high school who's lost his dad to it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Right. Well, you know what? The first time I went to Thailand,
You nearly died.
I got all the shots. No, well, that was the first time I didn't. It was the third time I went to Thailand and nearly died. And I still went back another time after that.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I watched Spanian do, is it Fitness Street or the Fittest Street in Thailand or whatever?
Oh, yeah, all the Muay Thai gyms.
Yeah, I was like, that looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
That'd be fun to do for a month.
Yeah. Thailand just keeps like trying to like speaking to me every night. Like once I go, I'm like, I'm never coming back here.
Yeah.
And then a couple of years later, I'm like,
a couple
of years later, I'm just like, I want to go back to Thailand.
Yeah. Remember how it's like just only like $1,000 a week?
Yeah.
You can live really well.
Remember you nearly died?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
So yeah, do that. And we're going to go to the Philippines. So
Sick.
yeah. Nothing's planned yet. We should plan it.
Yeah.
But I'll get my passport sorted out. You should see my passport photo, bro. It's fucking hilarious. You know that smile and shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just look like a criminal. Like,
Don't let this man into
yeah,
the
yeah.
country.
He's like, do you want a digital copy? I'm like, absolutely. Got to share this on the internet.
Yeah. I need to find I told my uncle that we were like talking about us doing like a Bali retreat and that we'd like take Amy and LJ and stuff, and he was like, no.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they went when his youngest was, I think, like 8 months,
Yeah.
and like got horribly sick,
Oh, really?
and like obviously couldn't get to hospital and all that. He was like, I thought he was gonna die. It's like, don't go. Like, okay.
We went with like Brenton and Jess, and
Yeah,
Ollie was like
I'm
one.
sure it's like 99% of the time it's fine.
And like you have like they have babysitters and shit.
Yeah.
And you hang out with them for an hour, and then you're like, all right, we're going out for dinner. We'll come back.
Latest. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like that would be mad on a holiday, just trying to get away from.
Yeah.
Just have some time together.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that might be on the list, either Thailand or Bali.
Yeah.
Next.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's all these. You can get all these things from everywhere.
Yeah.
No?
Exactly.
It's like
It's risky everywhere.
yeah. Fuck it.
Send it.
Yeah.
Send
See
it.
what happens.
He'll be right.
Fuck around and find out. Be good for his immune system.
Yeah.
How are you?
Good. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Training's good. Work's hectic. But yeah, held that all-time low. So I'm happy with
Oh
it.
yeah, I was about to ask that. Yeah.
Yeah. Just holding that at the moment. Protein intake still very good.
At least one of us is losing weight.
But new program. Obviously, we did programming workshop yesterday. So
Yeah.
funny. I was literally writing my own program, and all I did was like, I was already 8 weeks, and I just duplicated it, and I literally like swapped exercise order twice, and I changed up my leg day a little bit, and everything else is exactly the same. And you were like, my program's usually like 16 to 20 weeks. I was like, I just did that.
Yeah.
Just to stop chasing novelty.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, my cousin's getting into working out. He's like, he's my second cousin. So he's like 18, I think, and 19. And just the questions, man. Like, it's not annoying. It's just like you learn, you ask the same questions at the start of your lifting career, no matter what generation you're in.
Yeah.
So it's like, I just like, just jump on the app and, get in there and pursue this and see if you like it.
Mm-hmm. Ask
Ask me more questions if you get serious.
Yeah.
And we can think about, kind of making it a little bit more personal for you.
Yeah.
And then, I was like, so how you going with it, man? And he's like, yeah, I've been doing some of the workouts. I'm like, some of the workouts? What's that mean? And he's like, oh, I've just been mixing it up. And I said, don't do that. I'm like, don't mix it up. I said, just follow the workouts. So those workouts are really well thought out,
Yeah.
He's doing the push-pull leg, upper, lower, or upper, whatever. And he goes, oh, this guy from the gym told me that I need to mix it up and shock the muscle. I said, that guy's an idiot. I said, don't listen to that shit.
That guy's an idiot.
Yeah. So I didn't have the time to explain it. I'm like, look, buddy. I was like, you only listen to me. All right, nobody else. And he goes, oh yeah. He goes, that guy, he did look like he was, on a fair bit of gear. I was like, I said, look, it doesn't always mean that they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
But I said, I'm going to go and say that, like, this particular person at, wherever it is, Anytime Fitness, talking to a 19-year-old, probably doesn't have a fucking clue what he's talking about. I'd say you got to mix it up to shock the muscle.
Yeah. I'm going to help this young fella.
Yeah. Take him under my wing, Tell him you got to shock the fucking muscle.
Yeah.
Like,
it's hilarious.
Yeah, I was like, so he and then like I had to try and get a bit of buy into it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you need to do the exact opposite.
Yeah.
Because I said change is actually like not really what you want to do. And I'm like, giving him the spiel. I'm like, you understand? He's like, yeah. And then the other day, he messages me out of nowhere. He's like, oh, what's the best, like high reps or low reps?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, has someone told you that low reps shape muscles and low reps, build muscle and high reps shape muscles? And he's like, oh, no, I'm just curious. And I said, because those guys are fucking stupid too. Just like going for the jugular.
We just hate everybody.
Just going for the jugular as soon as he asks me a question. Yeah, I'm like, all right, Jace, you got to fucking calm down, bro.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, have you been doing the workouts? He goes, nah, man, I've been following them like flat out.
No fucking changes.
So I'm just going to check with him every fortnight and be like, you following those workouts? I can see you, bro.
Yeah. I could see in the app.
Yeah. But it's just funny how it's like, 2023 with the internet.
Yeah.
It's still the same.
Yeah.
It's a very refreshing perspective for us.
Yeah.
Because we don't really work with beginners anymore. So, which makes you think like, for some, to get them to where we want to work with them, like you've still got to have, a little bit of stuff. Like talk about those things that like we think are just like, no, we're past that now. It's like
normal. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, it's almost like rite of passage into bodybuilding now.
I can't remember what, I think I trained over Easter. Must have been, it wasn't Easter Saturday, I was away. Anyway, one of the days, and it was pumped. And because I normally train kind of like 7:30 because I'm better than everyone. It's like a young, everyone's like uni age.
Yeah.
There's a couple of like.
Is this PM, sorry, or
AM?
Yeah. Oh, you're way better than everyone.
Yeah. There's a couple of like people that look like they've done school drop off and came to the gym, but the quality of lifting is like exceptional.
Yeah.
Exceptional.
Yeah, it's good.
But I went in 10 o'clock on a weekend in the morning, and I was like, oh, okay, this is what Jason's talking about. It's like I still definitely seen a lot worse.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of, yesterday how we were talking about like the tempo argument.
Yeah.
And I was like, when we hear tempo, we're like thinking people mean like 4-second negative pause, like these fucking long ass reps. And then you hear Mike and he's like, tempo is the most important thing. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
And then you go into the gym and see people train and just like throw
for
weight
his
around.
Market.
And you're like, you do need
if you actually look at
tempo.
Yeah. And if you look at it critically, like as much as you look at Mike and Jared and you go, oh, they're advanced trainees, their market's beginners.
100%
into bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tempo is.
Yeah.
And as I showed in that lifespan of a trainee, it's like tempo is something you work with at the start a lot.
Yeah. Understanding that throwing the weight the first 2/3
Isn't
of the rep
yeah.
is not actually doing the thing.
Yeah, well, it's not going to build a lot of muscle. It's like you're going to get a lot of reps out.
Yeah, and it's hard to like. There's a couple of guys now I think that have realized that guy knows what he's doing.
He knows stuff.
Yeah, it's like, he seems to always do the same thing and he does it quite well.
Yeah.
And I'm like actually because I broke myself in that 5x5 program, I kind of actually eased myself into a program
Proud
for
of
once.
you, Proud of you, bro.
I'm not broken.
Yeah.
Touch wood somewhere. Nothing hurts at the moment.
Proud of you, dude.
So now I'm actually conditioned enough to push.
Work.
So like probably the last, if it's in a machine, the last 2 sets. If it's not, it's like the last set is to failure. Pretty much everything except legs. Because that is still not conditioned.
Who wants to do that anyway?
Yeah, fuck that. I don't want bigger legs. So I think people are starting to be like, oh, so you move really well and you train hard and you look okay. Maybe you do. So there's a few people like starting to...
Are they following around doing your workout?
Keeping an eye on me at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I haven't got to the stage I'm like, don't do that to anyone yet.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
I saw a few boys at the gym like throwing some shit around and I was like, oh, like it was really... I kept looking at them.
Yeah.
And then kept looking at me and I was like, fuck, do I go over there? And I was like, oh, just stop looking.
Yeah. You don't want to be the guy that says, shock the muscle.
Yeah, well, I'm going to give him some good advice. But isn't it funny, though, if you gave good advice in some instances, like...
They tell you to fuck off.
Well, they don't know it's good advice.
Yeah.
So they want to hear the classic...
Yeah.
You know, like higher reps to shape the muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to shock it. Yeah. You know? So if you say, like, the actual shit...
Yeah.
They're like, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like, if,
do the same thing for 20 weeks.
Yeah,
what the fuck are you talking about?
Sometimes, like, they're like... this one dude talks to everyone. So he's like, if anyone asks a question, I'm in the gym. He's like, go see this guy. He knows everything. And then so they'll come up and then I'll answer the question. And because I didn't tell them what they wanted to hear, they're just the face.
Yeah,
they're just like, oh, sweet. And I'm like, you didn't take a fucking single word that I just said because you wanted me to say, like, do 1 RMs if you're trying to build muscle or some shit.
Yeah. No, just up to 10 grams of creatine, you'll be fine.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. I have a funny story. Just one more.
Go.
So I put my foot in it at the gym, as I always do. So you're just talking about...
we literally have a segment on this podcast. It's like shit that happened to Jason in the gym.
Yeah. It's not that bad, but like I was just on the back end of like the lifting form. So I wanted to use this machine, and it's like new at the gym, so everyone wants to use it. Mm-hmm. And it obviously annoys me that everyone wants to use it because I want to use it. And I just have this thing where I'm like, well, I'm like, I know how to use this, you don't. So get out of the way. Anyway, so sometimes I have that battle. So we both walk up to the machine and like go to put a weight on like either side of the machine.
Oh, fuck.
And then I'm like, oh, are you using that? And he was like, oh, we can work in. I was like, sick. So we put one plate on and then I went to put another one on and he went to put a 10 on. And he's like, oh, are you putting another plate on? I said, oh, bro, don't worry. I said, you'll get 2 plates easy. This dude's arms were massive, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, this guy will do it.
Yeah.
And then, like, he got on and he could not do it. So he was like, heaving the weight, yeah?
Yeah.
Chest, like, bouncing off the pad, like, getting a little bit too much, like, hip extension going on, right? And then I'm, like, off getting more weight.
Yeah.
So then, like, I'll walk over and he's like, are you going to put more on? And I was like, and like, I don't know, just very blunt as you know. And I'm like, and I just went, yeah. Like, what do you mean?
Of course I am.
Yeah. So then I put more on and then I did a set and then we took him off.
Yeah.
And then he didn't want to back down from the 2 plates. And then after that, I put even more on. And bro, his face, man, it was fucking so funny. And like, I just couldn't stop thinking.
Who is this mutant?
I just couldn't stop thinking about like when I was just like, you'll get 2 plates easy, bro.
Yeah,
like,
except you won't.
Shut up, Jason. Shut up, bro. Why do you have to do that to yourself? So yeah.
Just let him go. And
Fortunately
then you
enough.
could have coached him into more weight.
Well, yeah, it's true. Fortunately enough, I only had 2 sets. So I was like, I'm done now.
Yeah.
Oh no, like I did it. He wanted to go. So we would like, he was fucking... as soon as I got off and I'm like, I've got a 7-minute rest period, bro.
Yeah.
I said, you might be able to go again. Yeah. He's looking at me like, 7 minutes,
What are you doing?
Yeah. It's just like, what is this fucking guy doing? Yeah.
Now he just like trains for 4 hours because he's like, bro, that guy was so strong. And all he did was rest.
Yeah.
He's
that's
like,
the
I'm gonna take 10 minutes.
That's the secret.
That's what I have to do to get strong.
But their mentality at that gym would still be like the old school, like short rest to get the pump.
Yeah.
And like to feel
Yeah.
the metabolic stress in the muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they'd be like, I'm getting a better workout, but I'm lifting
it feels
less.
harder.
Yeah, but I'm lifting less, which, as we spoke about yesterday, is
so that's where I was going to go. Is like, I think I obviously asked those questions for the people that were in the call, and everyone had gone by the time we answered them.
It's all right. It's on the recording.
Yes. So one of the things that I was sort of paying attention to during the programming workout yesterday is obviously a lot of people listening maybe don't have the flexibility that we do in terms of
the time commitments
in terms of training. I know for me, like I need door to doors like 90 minutes is my cap,
which is probably like an hour workout.
Yeah. So the things that I've put into my training to deal with that is I was doing 2 minutes and it was fucking just too hard. Just the training was shit. I was like, why am I so weak?
Yeah.
Like,
like he was saying, if the drop off in the set performance is so exponential from first set to last set, it's like you probably need a rest.
I was just like, no, I'll get fitter. It's like, no. That's not how it
There's
works,
a certain point where your cardiovascular system's not affecting your nervous system anymore.
Yeah, there's definitely a conditioning element, but that was not
your
it.
Neuromuscular system.
And I think too, doing the bro splits, not full body, you can't get away with it the same way.
No, absolutely
So I could do 2 minutes if I did like pull-ups and then shoulder press. I could get through all of that.
Absolutely.
But
once the
5 pressing exercises,
workout density goes up, it is a different ballgame. And that's why that workshop was really targeted at, as optimal physique development as possible.
Yeah.
Because they're the environments that you need to create if that's the pursuit.
Correct.
And then you just strip back
work back from optimal, not the other way.
Don't assume that someone's not going to do something, so you just give them the shittest setup.
Agreed.
Like I feel like a lot of trainers are they underestimate their clients.
Yeah.
And go, oh well, if you're just like, you said you want to look better, and you said you want bigger shoulders and stuff, but like you're only going to go to the gym 3 days a week, and you're not that committed. Like, it's like why don't you work from the top down?
Yeah.
And give them like.
Like this is
the best plan that you possibly could for them and see what happens.
And if you're a lifter, I think you should work the same way. It's like, what's best possible practice?
Yeah.
And then how close can I get to that?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then understanding that, like, I think for most people, doing 50% of best practice will probably still get them more results than what they're getting now.
Yeah.
For most people, like the people that are shocking the muscle and varied programs and goal hopping all the time and all that kind of stuff. It's like, if you just sit down and be like, hey, if you want to get this outcome, this is what we would do in a perfect situation. What are your drawbacks? It's like, okay, so time is one, so your workout's got to be shorter, so we've got a volume challenge, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's like, cool, so we can do everything else.
Yeah.
So you're probably still going to make exceptional progress.
Absolutely.
Inside the realm of that.
Yeah, there's like the rate of progress is a window.
Agreed. Yeah.
So you're just sure, if like you're dedicating your whole life to, or majority of your effort and time to maximizing the highest end of the range of the rate of gain, that's going to take time, effort, etc. But if you can't, it just means that your rate of gain is probably not as much as you could, but it's still a rate of gain that you're getting, Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think the trap is like, for people that do pursue that optimal kind of goal, is they get to a point sometimes where it's like, well, if I can't be perfect, there's no point.
There's no point. Yeah.
And it's like, well, there is a point.
Yeah.
Because you're going to make way more progress than the 3 weeks on, 6 weeks off that you're doing at the moment.
Yeah. Which you see a lot with the culture in our gym or the gym I go to. It's like you see a lot of people like they just go hard for like 2 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And then next time you speak to them, like, I just had a week off. I'm like,
yeah.
How many fucking weeks off are you going to have? Like,
yeah.
There's 52 in a year. If you're having a week off every 5 weeks, like, taking months off training, bro.
It's a lot of break,
like, it's not a philosophy you want to have. You want to spend as much time in the gym as possible.
Yeah. So what we focused on yesterday was, so in absence of time restriction, do you accept a decline in performance over sets, or are you suggesting that if I don't perform to the same standard, that I haven't rested long enough?
I think as the workout goes on, you would accept it.
Yeah. So not in your first couple lifts, maybe.
Yeah, and even then, it would still be acceptable to a degree. I just don't know if, like, I don't think you would want to see like an exponential drop in rep performance from set 1 to set 3 if you have the time.
Yeah.
And especially at the start.
Yep.
Yeah. But then, well, the other consideration is the rep range as well. So the longer, the higher, the greater the rep range, the bigger the variance.
Yeah.
So I find sometimes when I'm doing like, those 10 to 15 sets, the rep ones, 10 to 15 reps, the first set I'll do 15, the second one I'll probably do like 15, but it's, way harder in terms of effort. And then I might do 13 and then I might get 11.
That makes sense. Yeah, because I was thinking like for my strength clients, I would probably demand similar for their prime lifts.
Yeah.
It's like there shouldn't be a decline in performance over 4 sets of 5s or 3s or whatever.
Yeah.
You should be able to sustain it. But yeah, definitely do notice the drop off more with a higher rep range.
Yeah, and you're probably putting those higher rep ranges at the end too. So it's not just
Agreed.
It's the higher rep range, it's the compounding
accumulation of
fatigue. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. And I think the other consideration is like proximity to failure on those opening sets.
Yeah.
I found I've chased like double progression a couple of times.
Yeah.
And it's like put an extra 5 kilos on and then got an extra rep on the first set. And then it's like,
you did.
Oh,
you got to back that up now.
Oopsies.
Yeah.
You get to the fourth rep and it's like, fuck, my total volume, I probably could have just stayed at the same weight, chased a couple of extra reps.
Yeah.
So balancing that out.
Yeah, and that takes time.
Yeah.
It's a skill to learn how to balance that right.
Yeah, I think it's just important for a lifter to... It should be a litmus test, I think, that if you are training in those higher volume realms, that you are seeing some kind of disruption in terms of like your performance on your last set.
Yeah, absolutely.
So inside a set, your last rep shouldn't look the same as your first one, and then your last set shouldn't look the same as your first set.
Yeah. I think in a lot of cases, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Unless it's a skill exercise, like a squat or a deadlift or something like that. They should.
Yeah.
Don't fuck them up.
Yeah.
Tell you what, I put Hatfield reverse lunge safety bar.
Disgusting.
Fuck, man. I couldn't sit on my ass. I was so sore.
I wish our gym had a safety bar because that's like the one movement I would...
Low-key took my own.
I don't want to bring mine because I still have it in...
Different environment.
Yeah, it would probably... They'll just fucking ruin it and it'll piss me off.
Someone will take the pad home.
Yeah, well, they'll cut it. They'll fucking cut it off because that's the only way you can get it off. Idiots.
Yeah, but that was...
Yeah, they're disgusting.
Yeah. A lot of my girls are going to be getting those in the programs in the coming months.
Yeah. Do you set it up? Do you just hold the side of the bench or do you set the bar up? Like you hold the bar?
No, I just hold the rack.
Yeah, because I've seen both setups.
Yeah.
Works either way.
So sure, friend of the show, Alexi, came to the intensive. It's like 115 or something.
Yep.
For his Hatfield.
Impressive.
It's like single leg Hatfield.
Not bad.
So I was like, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
But week 1, I did not do 115. I remember looking...
He's chasing you, bro.
I remember having a look at it and I was like, I really should put some weight on because this is like pretty easy. But I'm a bit scared about tomorrow, so I won't. I was very grateful that I did not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we like went hiking up the mountain and shit the next day. It would have been hell.
Right. Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good day. It's autumn festival on the mountain at the moment. All the leaves are changing and shit.
Right.
So it's... Yeah, they've got events and music and
cool.
all sorts of shit going on.
Is that just for... Was it just for that weekend? Or?
For the month. Yeah, because everything sort of changes
Lots
now.
of weekenders in there?
Lots.
That's a term when you're a local, I get it.
Yeah. We had the discussion about moving to the mountain.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's 2 factors. One, the extra travel is a little bit annoying for me. It's an extra 10-15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then everyone else that's got to come, it's an extra 10-15 minutes.
But
then I was like, I don't want to live where other people visit.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
So I can live in Gisborne and drive for 15 minutes and be there and not have
the weekend
17 X5s parked out the front of my house on a Saturday morning.
Yeah.
I'm like that about beach towns too.
Yeah, we went to St. Leonard's on the weekend to visit my mate, and we went into the local town and like got out of the car. So we get out of my European sports car.
Yeah.
And I've got like jeans and like a V-neck
You
like
don't
top on.
belong here, son.
And I was like, fucking hell. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
It just did not fit. I just sat like stood out like a big sack of fucking nuts on a bull, you know, like just
Yeah, I'm starting to work out how to dress at home now.
We were going to a winery, so that's why we were dressed up. But like, yeah. And then it's just like these, you know, you could tell like the locals, they're just like just getting around. Like this one dude, bro, like I was in tears laughing. Like I was trying to drive into this car park, and this guy just did not give a fuck. Like just walked out as I'm driving into the car park, didn't even look.
Yeah.
I'm like, obviously there's not, you know, you're used to like no one living here.
Yeah.
So it's like, see, bro.
And everyone that does live there would wait.
Yeah, it's like no problems, bud. Like I was just like, this is, you've lived here for like 40 years. I get it.
Yeah. I went and had breakfast in Essendon weekend ago.
Yeah.
And obviously I lived there for like 3 years. And ironically, when I lived there, I owned the Mercedes. And like sitting out the front of the cafe, just watching like everyone that walked past dressed really, really well. All the girls like tanned, makeup, hair done, like just to go get a coffee, and like lines of European cars along the like the coffee shop strip. And I was like, oh, fuck, I didn't even realize how stark the difference was.
Yeah.
Until I went there, and then I was like, so when you have money in Gisborne, you buy a Land Cruiser. or a Patrol.
Yeah.
And there's 1,000 of them.
Yeah.
Here, you actually buy a Mercedes or a BMW or something like that.
Yeah, Euro.
Yeah. And have like Lululemon clothes on, not RM Williams clothes. Like it's all the same price.
Yeah, it's just
such a different representation of it. It's really strange.
Yeah.
But we get mad at the out-of-towners on the weekend. My cafe's busy.
True local now.
My cafe's busy. It's
if you get mad
cafe.
at the out-of-towners, man, boost the economy, all right? Fuck off.
Don't
be one of those people.
No, the words actually came out of my mouth on the Saturday morning. Like, we just need to not come here on the weekend.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, it's too busy.
Yeah.
Everyone's in the way. They don't line up properly. Just get the fuck out of my cafe.
That's what happens when I see people who are new in my
gym.
Get out of my gym.
Yeah, salty. There was another question I asked yesterday. I can't remember what it was. It was a good one, though.
All right, quick break in the episode, guys. Just wanted to talk about coaching. So we at STCfit are committed to taking your body composition, training, performance, your health and well-being all to the next level. Our experienced team of coaches are ready to help you get the most out of yourself. You don't just have to be a powerlifter or a bodybuilder or an athlete. You just need to be somebody who knows that you have a lot of potential and want to reach it. And you can join the team by heading to the website, submitting a coaching inquiry form, and one of our coaches will get in touch with you. All right, let's get back to the episode.
Programming around people who don't train hard.
Yeah, I think you got to make the assumption. So when you work with someone who's new to the gym, you would make the assumption that they don't know how to work to, a sufficient proximity of failure. So just getting close to the maximum amount of reps that they could do for a set with a load. So you can program strategically for that.
Yep.
Obviously, like coaching people, you get inclinations of, this person's possibly not where they need to be. And it's not a purposeful thing. So like even people listening, like it's not like people walk into the gym and go, I don't want to work hard today. Yeah. I'm just going to do nothing. It's more like you probably don't know what you're capable of and you haven't been put in situations to express it, because there's like heaps of inhibitions that happen as you train and like feel discomfort. Like your brain's going to go like, this is unsafe. Like it's, you could potentially get injured. Like obviously it's hard and by design, that's not how, things work. So in a lot of cases, like people will think like they push themselves to, their potential level of performance or the highest level of performance, and they're nowhere near it.
Yeah.
I always think of it like, it's a really stupid analogy, but like when you're like digging in your front yard, like you're digging a hole, Like you'll get to a point where there's like a little bit of red tape.
Yeah.
And that's like, don't dig any further because there's like another like kind of level where there's like pipes and shit, you know, and like cable and stuff that you can't break because the whole neighborhood will have no internet. So, but there's a distance between that red tape and the pipe still.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's where you need to learn to train. Like you need to learn to go through the red tape, which is the first like warning sign of like, this is getting hard and you probably shouldn't go much further. Yeah. But you need to know where that is. And the more trained you get, the more you know. But programming for it, you, in some instances, make the assumption that that person doesn't know. Yeah. And then you'll program accordingly. So that's where like, you know, push up AMRAPs and doing, you know, leg extensions to failure and stuff like that is a really good thing to do because it's safe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other consideration is I had this conversation with one of my lifters who I've been coaching a bit over a year now, in the gym a long time before that, but was new to the barbell. Yeah. So a lot of time was spent me actually pulling her back. Yeah. Kept missing lifts, kept squatting high, kept like not pausing the bench. I'm like, bro, you need to train like 2 rep and reserve for this shit all the time. But now it's carried over into everything and now she's skilled. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I want to see you not get your last rep on like almost every machine, at least based exercise. Yeah. Like machine and dumbbell, like take every set. Yeah. On the last set, I want to see you miss reps. So I think it's hard. There's like that, we were talking yesterday, like beginner to intermediate to advanced. As the closer to advanced you get, the more skilled you are, so the more exercises you can take to that proximity of failure and not fuck it up, if that makes sense. Yeah. So it's like, I've got assisted dips at the moment. Most people can't take dips to failure because they're throwing their head around, they're kicking, they're fucking, you know what I mean? They're not staying in position versus, all right, I literally just did a quarter rep and I can't move any further. I know I can stay here long enough to put my foot down and everything's going to be okay. Yeah, yeah. So it's an interesting transition to watch, like you said, that newer lifter accumulate the skill to then be able to actually, I call it failing in position. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's, you got to, each person's going to have like a leak somewhere, where be it skill, strength, function, whatever, and that's going to affect their output. Yeah. And like as the coach, like you're trying to find out what holes exist and then how to plug them. So there's different portions of your program which are done to plug different holes. So like your first exercise might not be, to train to failure, like we spoke about, might be for skill and, we're trying to maybe, sit more upright with our body and get that positioning right. So when we squat, it's, carries over rather than having to, send a fucking million cues as a video to get that person to feel that way. And then there might be a work ethic, not like issue, but not a conscious one. Yeah. So that's when you're like, maybe for your last set, like do 2 drop sets. Yeah. Like just for this program, but just do it on your last set. Yeah. And we'll do it on a machine and, we'll do it on the seated row. We can just, run the stack, like pull the pin out and, or you can do it on the dumbbell rack with the side raisers. Like, you can't fuck that up really. So I think the magic lies in like knowing what you need for that person at a given time in the program. And even just for a given time in their lifting career. Cause like, a lot of my guys who will be listening now, like we don't really do like the drop sets and that all the time. Yeah. And I only really do them when I feel like the person needs them or if they're strapped on time. So the other thing was talking about time restriction and the rest periods was like the drop sets will accrue a very similar amount of volume load because you'll do the reps times the weight over the session, right? Yeah. And those drop sets are like micro sets. Yeah. So you'll still accrue a very similar amount of volume load as you did straight sets. And those sets could still be really stimulating because like, there's a high level of motor unit recruitment, there's slow contraction speed. So, the force is high. All those things that lean into like maximizing that stimulus for growth. So that's another strategy you can use, not just to train someone to work hard, but obviously like if they don't have a lot of time, you can implement it. But it's the cost is like, they're extremely fatiguing. So if you don't have a lot of time and maybe you don't have a lot of...
Your total volume's low anyway.
Yeah, and you're training density over the week is probably lower.
Yeah.
But if you're like a fully able person to go to the gym 5 days a week,
Yeah.
that's where maybe those methods don't sit in there to do all the time.
Correct.
Where you would see, classical bodybuilding, they do that.
Yeah.
But I just don't know if that's a practice you want to see all the time.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I think that, like, generally speaking, you're going to program for someone who's not working that hard. It's like that you get more work. And you said, there's some exercises in there that we're kind of teaching you. This is where you need to be.
Yeah, that's it. You get more work until you can do the work with less.
Yeah.
And then you strip it back, and then you go the other way again.
Yeah.
And that's some of my guys are experiencing that now. Like, started with like ridiculous amounts of volume, peeled it back, and then now we're trying to build up the tolerance to the most effective volume you can. Because at the start, I was like, I know this 17 to 20 set workout.
Yeah.
The 20 sets aren't perfect. It's like every set is like from every rep is perfect.
Yeah.
It's like you need a couple of sets to get into, those working sets, those really stimulating sets. Where now it's like, I take it back to the bare bones. It's like, if you only got 2 sets, don't count your warm-ups, give it everything you got.
Yeah.
And so they're like, cool. So now we're maximizing quality because you don't have the quantity to do it.
Yeah.
Once we've got that on lock, okay, let's see what 3 sets looks like now.
Yeah.
Because I know you'll treat that 3 sets like you did the 2 sets.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really cool way of increasing the quality of a lifter by not giving them a lot after you've given them
reducing their access. Yeah.
Correct. It's like, don't do another set, just get better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just lift more next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the approach I'm taking with my leg days.
Yeah.
Because I just don't have it. Just don't have the gear.
Yep.
To change into to get there with legs at the moment. It's just like it's just like one hard set kind of fucks the week, or like fucks the session. Yeah. So it's like, okay, I'm still probably doing more sets. Than I need. In a workout, but it's like it's just accruing. Over time and building.
I can speak to that. I do the same. I do 2 sets on pretty much everything else, but I'll do 3 sets hack squats.
Yeah.
Because if I send it on the 2, the day's over. I can't work. I can't think. I need 2 hours after the session to just know what dimension I'm in. It's like, what's the cost of that?
I can just see myself, because Body Blitz is 2nd floor. I can just see myself hurling over the balcony.
Yeah.
So it's managing that as well. It's really interesting, like, outside of the leg sessions, training. Like, when we talk about training hard, I know you feel the same things. Like, do I train hard?
Yeah.
Do I actually?
I question myself all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited. Like, next week, go train with Matt.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I'm not gonna do anything different. I'm just gonna go and just see where
you stand.
Where, like, if I need to work on that.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say anything, and this is gonna be out after that. So if you're listening, Matt,
it's already happened.
It's already happened. Right? But it's like, that's all. I just want to get an idea, because don't really get to train with other people that have trained for a long period of time. Yeah, and it's like top of the sport, like professional bodybuilder. It's like, it's going to be a pretty good idea, right?
Yeah. And it's like, and then I jump in with like you and Adrian or whoever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's like, this is just a normal workout. It doesn't feel like we did. And then I'm like, is that because we're socializing? Like, do I not train?
You know where I think sometimes I struggle with is because I rest so long. Like, to kill the time, you either talk about training, or you're talking about your goals, or you're just talking shit.
Yeah.
And then you go and do the set, but like, when you do the set, it's hard.
Yeah. So it feels like you're not.
So the whole workout itself is like, oh, we stood around for a long time.
Talked
but
a
it's
lot
like,
of shit.
because we lift so much.
Yeah.
And we value the rest to get the volume load in. You have to.
Yeah.
But you kind of like, there's, you're not, sweat's not dripping off your face, like you're not gasping for air like every moment.
Rolling
it's
around
like
the floor and shit.
Yeah, it's like, is that how it should be? Like, I don't know. Like,
I think because I've been there as well.
Yeah.
But I think,
it's just busy. It's just busy work.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes like I think once you sit, you kind of fall into a method. It's like a square peg, square hole.
Yeah.
Like, you feel at home, and that's where I feel the most comfortable when I'm training, is like that I just lift real heavy and real intense for the set. And then I take the moment to get back to that.
Yeah.
Where like I know a lot of people are, like they in bodybuilding they call it training with speed.
Right.
So they just move. They're just busy.
Yep.
So they're doing 20 rep sets and you know there's fuck all rest and you know they're moving to the next thing and whatever. It's like if I tried to do that style, that would be pushing a square peg in a round hole.
Yeah.
And I could do it, but I wouldn't feel
the same.
The most comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Because like I didn't even consciously decide to start training to failure. It just like naturally occurred.
Yeah.
To try and just chip last week, just chip last week. And then it obviously reasonably competitive. It's just like, cool, well, I did this last week, so this has to happen.
Yeah.
And over time, that just ends up meaning that your last couple of sets, it's a failure.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, oh, like that, because I'm leaving the gym. I think the contrast of like training to failure with strength goals, training to failure with hypertrophy goals, when you leave the gym, you feel very different. Like, I have a nice pump. Maybe carrying my bag down the stairs is hard because I have too much blood in my shoulders. Versus, like, I just want to die. Because everything hurts.
Yeah.
So it's just getting used to that feeling for me as well. It's just like, no, you are still training hard. Like, there's
you're just ticking
lots
the
of
boxes
disruption.
in a different space.
Lots of disruption. Rep 1 versus rep 10.
Yeah.
It just is a different feeling. It's really strange.
What's your rate of progress like? Like, you know, from week to week, are you
Not much.
Yeah, you're not experiencing like.
No.
Yeah. How do you do you think about that when you don't kind of get, because our rate of progress isn't as frequent as someone else? Do you like, if you don't lift more the next session, like, does that fuck with you, or you're just like, this is, you know, I just need another week or a bit more time? Like,
I think as long as something in the workout improves, I'm okay.
Yeah.
If something doesn't improve across the entire workout, then I'm like, checklist, sleep, nutrition, stress, that stuff. If that's normal, then it hasn't happened yet. That's when I'd be like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Something I'm doing is wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm comfortable to like, my last leg day was Bulgarians into leg press. And it's like, if my Bulgarian goes up 4 kilos,
your leg press probably is not.
then my leg press can stay the same.
Yeah.
That's totally fine.
Yeah.
And my leg extension is probably not going to go up.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. But if the Bulgarian was the same, I probably want to chip the leg press.
Yeah.
So as long as there's progress accumulated over the session, I'm fine.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it doesn't really mess with me, like, because I always am trying.
Yeah.
So if I don't have it,
yeah,
it's not like I didn't try.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just like there will be a day when, it's just not your day. Like, you just need that, like I put in that diagram, like the graded exposure.
Yeah.
It's just like you need more of it.
Yeah.
You need more of what you're currently doing to break through to the next
step.
You know, echelon, I guess, or you know, level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You haven't experienced it with this, let's call it phase of like moving into, because I'm a bodybuilder now.
This is a bodybuilding podcast.
Moving into like physique style training.
Yeah.
I haven't experienced it yet because I think the ceiling's so far away for me at the moment.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because my rate of progress is really quick on the high rep shit. So like the 50.
Because you're still...
Fuck, bro.
Because you're still building like capacity that's not, you know, related to muscle mass.
My neutral grip lat pull down
Yeah.
was like 32 kilos the first week.
Yeah.
And I was like, why is this
For
hard?
15 reps?
I hate myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now that's up to like 45. So it's like, it's rapid rate of progress, but it's just conditioning to be able to do the thing.
It's probably why your body feels so fucking good. Because you're doing all this high reps.
Yeah. It's nothing heavy.
Yeah. And that's what I was trying to articulate yesterday as well. Like, because, you know, it's easy to take the science route of like, well, lower rep training is more efficient as per se.
Yeah.
Because you do less work for a very similar level of like recruitment and mechanical tension. Because like, you know, you do a 5 RM, like motor unit recruitment's fucking through the roof, right? So it's like, cool. So 1 rep, 2 rep, 3 rep, 4 rep, 5 rep, same recruitment, lots of tension, Cool.
Yeah, we're good.
But then the trade-off is that like,
Ouch.
yeah, like if you did it for everything,
Yeah.
it's like there's a lot of stress going through connective tissue as we talk about.
Yeah.
So when you look at rep ranges, you can't just look at like, well, this is the most like efficient way, I guess, if I just take that one lens.
Yeah.
It's like, well, no. What are the trade-offs? You know, what are the costs? What are the pros? What are the cons? Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, for you, like, obviously, like, you didn't maybe approach the phase before that the best way.
Or with wave loading, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but it's still a similar concept. It's like you did low rep training, like purely low rep training, you know, quote unquote, for a period. And then you were just banged.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So sometimes, like, higher rep training's not just, like it can be to just look after your body a bit.
Yeah, and I think, like, and this is hyper-specific to me, for 6 years, there was a lift every day that was out, like, heavy. This must progress, this must be heavy, this must be...
Yeah.
Everything's driven into this exercise, and literally, because you say, like, this is the main lift of the workout, everything else is a quote-unquote accessory. So I've got that button. And, like, even as you were talking, and just the thought ran through my head, I was like, it's interesting that I would quote that number, and there's half my girls would be, that are half my weight would be lat pull down even more than that.
Yeah.
But it's like, give me 4 weeks notice, I'll deadlift 240. Like, it's there. I know it's fucking there.
Yeah.
So it's just, for me, doing a wave loading program, for example, lifting what I can actually lift based on skill, coordination, even just the mentality to get in there, get uncomfortable, all of that. It's like, I will bury myself.
Yeah.
Because I can. So it's like, it's a whole other realm over here. And what I've learnt when I went to strength training, it was like, or I woke up every day, how do I look? Am I lean enough? Am I big enough? And then, like, the strength training thing was like, fuck, this is an epiphany. The weight on the bar is the weight
Numbers,
on the bar.
yeah.
I don't have to, there's no emotion involved. Now, being more mature, I can approach physique, quote unquote physique programming, with a performance mindset.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm not stressed about, fuck, my triceps actually, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think the same way. I put a post up last night about that. It's just like, you're going to get the best results as a accumulation of, like, day-to-day, you know, kind of actions and habits, rather than, like, looking at the, am I bigger yet?
Yeah.
You know, or can I squat fucking 300 kilos yet? It's like, what do you need to do? Like, I know it's the most, like, generic, lame thing to say.
Yeah.
But it's like, from a person who, you know, kind of pulled whatever you pulled at comp, and then for someone who's someone who pulled 260, and then for someone who's added like 27 kilos of body weight to themselves in 10 years.
Yeah.
It's like, there's proof in the pudding there.
Yeah.
Because we did the whole, like, I'll be big in 12 weeks.
Yeah.
I'll be strong in this time.
Yeah.
You know, I can't wait for the time when I'm this.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, man, you're just going to get fucking disappointed if that's the way you think, because you're always going to look at the, am I big yet? Not, what do I need to do to get, what do I need to do to get big? And that is the day to day. And that's where it's like performance mindset, tick the boxes on your lower hanging fruit, your non-negotiables. And, you know, I get it. People would look at my 10 years and go, oh, well, that's a long time. And it's like, doesn't have to fucking take you 10 years. There was a knee operation, a holiday, and a boxing pursuit between all of that. Yeah. And a 3-year lockdown. Yeah. Like, you know, I know I don't have superior genetics. Yeah. Like, they're decent. So it's like, it's not that it's going to take you 10 years. It's going to take you longer than you think. And it's also going to take you way longer if you think that in 16 weeks you'll be big.
Yeah. And I also, without going woo on it, like, there has to be something else you get out of training.
Yeah.
It can't just be just bigger muscles, just more weight on the barbell.
Nah, I'm kidding.
Because it's like, you, even for yourself, who has dedicated so much time, energy, effort to building the best physique possible. The physique is the symbol of the work, and there's whatever you get out of the work. It's whether it's the win, whether it's controlling an element of your life, whether it's whatever the value
it's the hunt
that you're expressing in that pursuit is like, that's the thing.
Yeah, it's the chase.
Yeah. And it's like, I was thinking about it. I put a post up last week, I think, that was like, you a year ago dreamt of what you were doing today. Make sure you actually appreciate it for a minute.
Yeah.
Because it is like, because the chase is the thing. When you get the next step, it's just like the chase is still fucking going.
Yeah, you're always caught in the chase.
Yeah.
So there's always whatever you're chasing.
I got one of my guys now that he's just set the benchmark for the 200 kilo deadlift. I remember the clothes I was wearing, what rack I was in, what plates I used, how it felt, how it looked, everything about my first 200 kilo deadlift. The high lasted 3 days. It's like, all right, 300's next. You know what I mean? It's just like, let's go. Like, it's not, it's like, I worked for, I reckon it was on my mind for 2 years.
Yeah.
To get it. And then it was like, all right, done. Tick. What's next?
Let's go.
So it has to be giving you something.
Yeah.
To show up.
Yeah, it's got to be, there's a lot more meaning to, your training and your goals probably than just like,
there has to
my arms are, fucking 35 inches or whatever. I don't know. Like,
yeah. And that's why you see people fall in and out of the gym, because they haven't actually found a reason.
25 inches, 35 is a bit crazy.
They haven't actually found a reason to go beyond the outcome.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's fucking really hard.
Yeah, and that's, and they're the people who the pursuit won't last long enough.
Yeah, it's like it's going to take you 45 weeks, say 5 times a week. So if it's going to take you 300 workouts, say, to get your goal, like train for a year, 300 workouts, and you don't like the workouts, the workout itself gives you nothing. So think about making a year's worth of progress. You have to do 300 workouts.
Yeah, and you'll probably get, 7 kilos, let's say, on average?
Yeah. Or 40 kilos on your total, maybe, depending on...
body weight, and then, total,
So it's like, what... You have to like the 300 sessions, or you're not going to fucking do them.
And then to keep continuing, the rate of progress gets lesser. You add 40 kilos the first year, you might add 20 the next. You add 7 kilos or 10 kilos in your first year, you might add 5 to 7 the next. Then 3 to 5, 3 to 5, 3 to 5, 2 to 3.
Then you get injured, and then
See, that's and I like that message. It's like, you got to love it, and you've got to have deep meaning to your training and your pursuit to be in it long enough for when you do envision what your goal is. Because a lot of people would look at like the physique and look at the lifts, on the platform and go, oh, that would be nice. And then you're like, well, that's an accumulation of so much time and effort. It's like, if you do want to pursue this, like, it's not going to happen in 12 weeks. It's not going to happen in 14 weeks. It's not going to happen in 16 weeks. It's going to take a long time. Probably shorter than me, probably shorter than you. It may not. It may take longer. But you've just got to go into it with that mentality that it takes what it takes, and there's no shortcuts. Especially in this day and age where, like, it's all biohacking and fucking, I can do all this scientific bullshit. It's like, the fucking work and the time, the effort and the time is the effort and the time, man. You can't bypass that.
It's interesting, having a chat on Instagram yesterday, like, new follower, what are your goals, blah, blah, blah. She's like, what about you? And I was like, right now I just really like going to the gym.
Just want to be a fit dad.
It's like, not be fat. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just enjoying it at the moment. Obviously we have the photo shoot in October. I was like, like one kind of finger in a little bit.
It's a bit far.
But it's like, I just like, literally for me at the moment, I'm a better human being if I go to the gym. And then I'm actually enjoying the process in the gym at the moment. So it's like that. My goal is expressing the values of having the win and progressing and doing hard shit. And prioritizing myself for 60 minutes 4 times a week. That gets me to show up. Do I want my physique to improve? Well, it's the metric that what I'm doing is worth the time that I'm investing. Because that's, I think, almost, if we go the other side, people enjoy the process so much that they do dumb shit forever and make no progress.
Yeah,
It's like I just like going to the gym.
Oh, yeah, there's definitely
I chat
polar
to
opposites.
people all the time. It's like, oh, fuck, bro, you look the same as you're lifting the same as you were 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Like the thought of that, like that's a hard no for me.
I would never.
But
Yeah.
it's like it's the flip, right?
Yeah.
It's I'm just going because I enjoy it.
Yeah, and I guess that's fine for them, obviously.
Yeah. Just like my
doesn't
brain's
compute.
like,
Yeah, it doesn't compute with me.
Progress at all costs.
Yeah, it's just no fun.
Yeah.
Quick break in the episode, guys. If you're looking for more information on how you can look, feel, and perform better, head over to our website, take advantage of all of the content that we have there, even the YouTube channel, there's plenty of videos and stuff on there. Also, rotating free resources that you guys can access completely free. Okay, let's get back to the episode.
All right, we need to talk about powerlifting.
Okay.
'Cause
Have
it's
we got
been
time
like-
to talk about powerlifting?
Yeah, it's been like
Yeah.
50 minutes of bodybuilding.
It's a bodybuilding
not a bit of
podcast. Works out well. Everyone had to listen to powerlifting last week, so
change
I'll
that.
save them.
Yeah, so we only talked about Jess last
Nah,
week.
it's
All
cool.
my other clients got left out.
Well, Jess was here, so that was only ever going to happen.
So
We love you, Jess.
same comp as Jess, her brother competed, which was cool.
Yeah, awesome.
To see them.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you guys don't know Matt, but you've heard Jess on the podcast, just imagine the exact opposite human being, and that's Matt.
Yeah.
He's like quiet, chill,
Yeah.
just like goes about his business. His check-ins are hilarious. Just like he goes to me, one of my check-in responses is like, bro, you gotta give me more. Like I feel like I'm ripping you off. The responses are like 60 seconds. And he goes, I'm going to see how short I can make my check-ins now. Like, fucking hell, mate. You're killing me. But he came in super nervous.
Yeah.
First
sanctioned.
sanction. So we
Yeah.
did the lift off with us at Pick It Up last year. First sanction meet. So we actually spotted at the grounded strength lift off in July and was like, I kind of like the look of that. So then he did the next lift off. Actually did really well. And then, did comp. So I don't have the numbers in front of me. I'm not sure what he totaled, but he PB'd everything, I think, with his openers.
Nice.
So it's like pretty good day out.
Yeah.
And so shift worker, engineer, like hands-on tools, shit, just manual labor
Stuff.
all the time.
Manual labor.
So you just like, it's really interesting to watch when you're, particularly the last 12 weeks in a peak, you're expecting linear progress. And he just didn't show it. And I was like, fuck, I really don't know how this is going to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, had a really, really good day. Squatted, depth has always been a bit of a thing. Just like it's got a really long torso. It's a long way down. Squatted really, really well. Benches executed perfectly. When you have a first timer, it's like calls and execution.
Yeah, of course.
Like if you get that right, like you've done 90% of the work.
Yeah.
Because you lift what you've lifted in the gym and everything will go pretty well. So yeah, he had a really, really good day out, enjoyed it, and was already like, when's the next one? So that's cool. So we've got, I think we're aiming for September for the whole team now.
Cool.
So we'll have Sydney Strength Tribe, Strength Haven's called the Spring Fling. I thought it was good marketing.
Cool.
Which is September, and then there's one in Sydney as well. So yeah, that was a cool day to have both of them. It was a chaos. So it's like I'm used to having 3-4 lifters in the same group, and then like you go relax.
Yeah.
But Matt was in Group C and Jess was in Group A, so I was never not out the back. Because it was like Jess did her lifts, Matt started warming up. While Matt was lifting, Jess was warming up. So it was just a full day out the back, which was wild. And then we had strength workshop Easter Saturday. Flew up to Sydney again.
So that's the name of
Strength workshop is the gym. Yeah. Oh, so let me tell you a story about this, right? So this is what happens when I organize shit. So Jess wasn't involved.
Yeah.
And Amy's like checked out of admin right now.
Yeah.
Her job is keep child alive.
Fair.
So I'm like, cool, booked my flights. Sweet. Never looked where this gym was. Just never.
It's in Sydney.
It's in Sydney somewhere. It's fine.
Love it.
So last year, so if you haven't been to Sydney Airport lately, you have to like get a shuttle bus to the hire car place. It takes like 15 minutes. And then obviously you got to drop the car off. So it adds fucking heaps of time to your trip. Now the earliest flight I could get out of Melbourne is 6 a.m. I need to be at the gym at 10. And then I need to be back on the plane like 6:30. So last year I actually got caught. I had to leave as the girl started deadlifting.
Yeah, I remember.
Or warming up.
Yeah.
So I actually drove to the hire car place, watched the live stream, and text Jackson their attempts. So it's like, that's not happening. Late flight, and I am very anti-hiring a car again. I'll just pay for the Uber. The price will work out about the same. So 3 weeks out, I'm like, I need to see. My plan was to jump on the train and then just Uber from the closest station, so it didn't cost me a fortune. I just watched, what's the Mount Druitt rap gang? There's a series on Netflix.
Oh, really?
I can't
Okay.
remember the fucking name of it.
Yeah.
So they're like drill rappers,
Yeah.
but are actually like full gang, go to prison, like legit.
Okay.
Like 90s hip hop, but it's in Mount Druitt in Sydney.
Okay.
So there was that, and then Spanian went there as well. I was like, okay, so I put, where do I need to go?
There.
Mount Druitt Station. I was like, fuck, okay. So I might die, but that's fine. But the total trip time on the train was like an hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's a long time.
So transfer time, I was going to be late. So I'm like, fuck. I'm pretty sure all my clients live out that side. Just so happened that I was totally wrong, and one of my clients lived near the airport. She's like, I'll pick you up. I'm like, oh, thank God. Saved my life. So saved me like $300 in Ubers and or potentially getting stabbed.
Getting dead. Yeah, getting dead.
Getting dead. Yeah. So we had Ari had competed. I think she did a novice comp without me before. Paige had done the Penrith liftoff. And then Laura did a novice comp with our friends Nexus up north. So had all experienced a competition setting, but never a sanctioned meet. Don't think any of them had maybe worn soft suits. Yeah. So yeah, again, 3 first timers, they're all in the same group, so running it was really easy.
Yeah, nice.
Everyone PB'd. Yeah, really, really good technical performance. Again, it's like, did you tick all the boxes? Did you do everything right? Except I'm going to tell the story and Laura will be okay with it. So one of my clients, after Jess's whole bench press thing, a week later, 2 weeks later, I don't remember, Laura had like built this thing into her bench press that before she moved the bar, she'd just lift her glutes up just to kind of find tension. But that's after the start call.
Yeah.
So technically it's a glute lift.
Yeah.
So they paid it for the first one, but they told me, and they're like, she does it again. Like it's, it's done.
That's out, yeah.
So did it again on the second one. And then, on the third, I'm like, you have to, like,
not do that.
Fucking, you need to be ready to lift when I give you the bar. Like, there's no, which I think she got the third in the end. But yeah, all the girls did really, really well. Everyone, huge PBs.
Yeah, sick.
On previous. Super happy again. And then they're all like, it's funny, like reading everyone's check-ins because we were waiting on nationals invites. So we didn't have comp kind of locked in. So then the national invites kind of came and went, and everyone, all the check-ins are just like, I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking about that, I don't know what to do, blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, the comp's this date, this is what we're doing. Yeah. Everyone's like, okay. I feel better now. But, bro, nationals, I was confident I'd have 5.
Yeah, and you have 1, right?
1.
Yeah.
Insane.
Standard must be so high.
The standard moved 40 kilos.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So last year, I think up until the 80-plus kilo zone, if you totaled 300, you were a walk-up.
Yeah, right.
And this year was, I think in the 67s in particular, I think 350 put you 20th.
Fuck. Right?
Yeah.
Fucking people coming out of the woodwork.
And then it depends on how many entrants there are, whether the applications for spots, whether they do 10 or 20. Like they have a certain amount for the day and they distribute both based on competitiveness and all of that. So like, yeah, even if they did 20 lifters, if you didn't total 350 plus laters. Fucking wild.
Such a big jump in such a short period of time.
Yeah. So obviously a lot of people have moved feds.
I was about to say, I think we spoke about that. Yeah, like everyone's
So the standards obviously moved a lot. Most people were super cool with it. Like they're more process driven as well. It's not the nationals isn't the thing.
Well, you can't dial yourself in on the day-to-days like we just spoke about.
Yeah.
Thinking I'm going to win nationals. It's like can't control who stands next to you or shows up on the day. Like,
it's almost like it's hard for the girls that are going through that transition.
Yeah.
But if I'm reflecting on it as a coach in a sport that I care about, it's so good.
Yeah, of course.
Because like really, you shouldn't do one meet and go to nationals.
Yeah, you got to earn it.
You know what I mean? Like it's
100%.
It just takes away from what nationals means if you can just show up, hit a total, and go in your first year.
Yeah, I understand.
Whereas now it's like you got to be 3, 4, 5 years. Dedicated.
Yeah, I like that idea. It's kind of, I know they just do it for a participation perspective in physique sports, where like you just have to do a local show, like a state show to do the nationals. But I do like the idea of like if you place top 5, like
that's
but I think they probably didn't do that because not everyone goes.
Yeah,
like you place the top 5, and then obviously let's be real, like it's $100 a category.
Yeah,
you got fucking as many lifters as you can.
Yeah,
so it's a cash cow too. So
so I think APL is a point now. Like they got 4 days, man.
That's unreal.
So I think they're at a point now where they don't need to make up numbers. They've got enough entries across the board.
So and they can just set the standard and just... I mean, I guess it's easier like from a perspective of like, if someone doesn't rock up, you've got the next person to just go...
So with powerlifting, the invites went out on like the Monday and you had to Friday.
Yeah, and then they can just go down the list though and go, well, the next strongest person... Correct. You can't do that in...
Yeah, it's like, we'll invite 7th.
Yeah, but even after 5th, it's like there's no... Like, that's it. Yeah. After 5th in a lot of... Like, once the placings go, like, they don't usually kind of keep going down the line.
Oh, they don't even add up. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Give you a place.
I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Like, I could be wrong, but it's like you only ever hear of the 1 to 5.
Yeah, no, I came 8th.
Yeah. I mean, then maybe they do, so, I could be wrong.
Yeah. Physique sport's so hard, too, because it's like...
So then they're going to go, like, who's the next person?
Yeah, you send another invite out.
I mean, I know professionally they go, like, up to, like, the 15th at the Olympia, but they could be 30.
Yeah.
So then it's like, if you came 16th, like, you came last.
Yeah.
Because...
Yeah, you didn't place.
We were all 16th.
Yeah.
So you came last.
Yeah.
Because there's no other way of doing it, right?
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. So it's hard if in that case because they would just be like, well, who do we invite?
Yeah.
So it's better to just be like, well,
and
if
even
you want to come, you want to pay, you want to get involved.
Trying to get the best there. If you just wanted to have the best, like you have to do an invitational.
Yeah, it just wouldn't work
because it's like, it's so like top 5 at one show versus top 5 at another show. It's like, what if that top 5's fucking incredible?
Yeah.
And then what if that top 5 shit?
Well, I think that's another reason why they do it is because like that's exactly right. Like the standard could be higher.
Yeah.
In a certain state.
Yeah.
And then even the people that come like 5th and 6th could be better than 1st to 3rd on another state. So you can see why at a national level they're just like, but it's still it still would be cool because then it may promote people to travel to win.
Yeah.
But it's like we probably just don't have the numbers here like they do overseas to do that, Yeah.
So the male winner of Jess's comp didn't get an invite.
Yeah.
So he won on dots overall.
Yeah.
And didn't get
But the standard's that high that elsewhere that,
This
is what it is.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool, like devastating for you.
Of course.
Apparently one of the girls had 1 or 2, I think she set a national record with her opener or something. Didn't qualify. Just like, it's like the competition is fierce. Yeah.
Unreal.
I think there's 3 or 4 girls.
Be interesting to see the next 12 months. Like just
what the actual it keeps going.
If that's just like we've hit if there's been an influx in quality in the standard stays or it's like, time and
Yeah.
implementation of, whatever.
I think everyone's just let go of the IPF
Yeah.
being a thing. It's
Yeah.
just like... So APL Nationals has a ton of money involved.
Mm.
So it's like, if you go and win that, do you need to go overseas? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and then now, like, you've got...
Good for us.
They've
Like, traveling's
got
tough.
Pro Raw, which is obviously
Yeah.
invite only, open slather. And now they're doing the Zero... Thomas is running a Zero Pro, which is the same concept, invitational.
Yeah, cool.
So I think they will be, instead of they'll be international level meets that you don't have to go overseas for, and
great.
you don't have to go through the
The traveling would be the hardest part being an athlete in Australia.
yeah,
It's so far.
yeah,
To go anywhere outside of Asia.
yeah,
To
in a sport that you're
not going to make that
money
much
from.
money. Yeah, it's going to cost you more to pursue than it is to what
Same
you're
as
gonna get
physique
outside.
sports, like you only make money coaching.
Yeah, and maybe endorsements if you're good, real good.
Yeah, but even like top end. Like
Yeah.
how many powerlifters you reckon have?
Oh, so I was thinking bodybuilding, but
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So it's like at least bodybuilding,
Yeah, you can make
become
money.
an influencer.
yeah, true.
And like
and get like a sponsorship.
for supplements and all that kind of
Correct.
stuff. But fuck, there's not many powerlifters, hey?
I'd be interested to know if there's
Maybe 3, 5.
Yeah, there's way more in bodybuilding.
Yeah. I'm kind of unplugged from the top end.
Yeah,
Because I never was interested in.
but they're not winning 25 grand for like a local meet, and then 500 grand for their Olympia. You know what I mean? It's like the money is still nowhere near it. It's like
I'd say like someone like Steffi that kind of crosses that barrier into influencer.
Yeah.
Like her endorsements and
yeah,
obviously hybrid and stuff are doing really well.
Yeah, you got to put all the pieces together.
Yeah, but it's not like I get a SciTech contract and I'm taken care of.
And I want to show that paid me 500 grand because I'm the best bodybuilder.
Yeah, but even if you're in the top 100, you could live off it. Maybe.
Yeah, there would be.
If you're top 100 and you can build a profile.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it would be harder to build a profile out of a powerlifter right now.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Did you so just totally off this topic? Did you hear that the IFBB are doing like natty shows now?
Tested.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's what I heard.
Cool.
There's whispers. Yeah.
Yeah. It's really interesting. It's going to go over, but it was interesting. So the meet I went to in Sydney. So APL runs both. So they have a tested nationals and an untested nationals. Usually it's just like you go to the meet and you don't really know.
Yep.
Like it's not written anywhere. It's not like this is you're in the untested category, blah, blah, blah. Like the categories are just like your raw and your body weight and that's it.
Yeah.
From what I put together, because again, I was just concentrating on the girls, they actually put untested as a pass. So A was girls, B was boys, C was untested boys.
Yep.
It was like really confronting.
Oh, as in like because you knew.
Yeah, it's just like because the people in the crowd were just like, yes, these people take steroids.
Yeah, I think to the you and I know because you can see it.
Yeah, but it was weird to isolate them like that.
Oh, yeah, maybe it's just becoming. Like,
I was really
acceptable,
curious
which is obviously interesting as well at the same time because.
Yeah, I was just really curious how they were going to handle it.
Yeah,
because it's like it used to be. If you were untested, you went to GPC. If you were tested, you went to somewhere else. Yeah, it's like, oh, I want to use a squat bar and knee wraps. Like, no motherfucker, you take you.
Yeah,
like,
it's really like that mono man.
But there's enough plausible deniability.
Correct. Yeah.
Whereas this is like
to the ignorant, they would not.
Here you go.
Yeah.
So
it's like literally telling them. Yeah, because it's like people that watch the Mr. Olympia and then like
I think they're natty.
Yeah. So I get it. It's like because they can't call it like the not natty Olympia.
Correct.
Like,
yeah. Yeah.
I get
so
it.
It's just an interesting dynamic to have the nationals is one thing.
So
it's like tested, untested.
Yeah.
So the year I qualified, was days. Now obviously it's huge.
Yeah.
It's a 4-day event, so it's like this is the untested one. This is the tested one.
It must just be capturing the market share.
Yeah.
Doing it because it's like why is there any other reason to do it?
Yeah. And like I think,
and like I think a lot of good natural bodybuilders then continue their pursuit.
Yeah.
into untested bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Because they want the pursuit of gaining as much muscle as they can.
Yeah.
So it does make sense from that perspective, because you're like, well, instead of these guys like hopping from NBA and ICN, like, let's just keep them.
Yeah.
They like our shows, they like our culture, they like,
Yeah.
you know, so it's like, cool, just do this show. And is it the APL?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they probably do the same thing. They're like, well, once you get to a certain total
level,
yeah, you're like, well, fuck it. Let's fuck around and find out.
Yeah, it's
so then
fascinating.
it's like, then you go to that show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the removal of that plausible deniability is really interesting.
Maybe the Olympics is coming.
Maybe
the untested Olympics is coming.
APL's groundbreaking how to run Olympics untested.
Yeah.
Shout out to APL.
Maybe it's actually going to happen.
Yeah. I'm sure a lot of people still just dodge the Fed. That there'll be people that don't care.
Yeah.
But there'll be people that dodge the Fed.
Oh, of course.
And even just like, I wonder how many people just don't go to nationals.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I don't want people will know.
Yeah.
Because I have to go to that one.
Yeah, true.
Because it's only like usually it's top 1 or 2 lifters and each meet gets tested.
It's a very interesting thing when you think about it like that, because then if you take it to another level of like monetization and endorsing. So what if the company doesn't want, let's be real, like there's athletes that are being sponsored, they can't talk about their supplement status.
Yeah.
And because of an endorsement kind of perspective. So it's interesting because like once you go into a show that now is just like night and day, like this is a not tested event.
Yeah. That's how I felt watching it. I was just like, oh, so here's the juicy guys.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's just, I've never seen it like that before anyway.
Yeah.
With anything.
Yeah.
There's always,
it's a very interesting thing when you actually unpack all of it.
Yeah. It's like you go to IFBB and you're like, you just assume. You go to GPC and you just assume.
Absolutely, yeah.
But even then, like, GPC is interesting because it's questionable still.
Oh, there's still people that compete that don't take shit.
Because it's just like you go to a gym that people go to GPC comps and you like knee wraps and you do genuinely want to
there's still natties that compete in IFBB.
Yeah.
You know, they still compete.
It's that layer of... Yeah, it's fucking weird. Oh, well. Anyway, we can talk about this all day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good episode.
That was it.
Done.
Yeah, that was a good one. Went everywhere on that. It's going to be great to recap.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Thanks for watching, guys. Quick reminder to hit that subscribe button. Thank you. Make sure you check out the rest of the stuff that's going out on all of our social media, Instagram mainly, and YouTube. And we will see you next time.